Hey guys, what's up? GreenMachineSam back with another video, and today we have another Tennessee Titans franchise. Of course, we're taking on the 6-4 Detroit Lions at Ford Field. We've officially fallen to third place in the division, and we just have not had a great couple weeks. Ever since we started off 3-1, we just have completely fallen downhill, going a combined 1-5 over the last 6 games. So it has not been pretty whatsoever. We've had overtime losses, we've had shootouts, and we've had just completely bad performances by the offense in 2 of the last 4 weeks. We just have not been able to win games and close out games, and a lot of talent has not really shown up how we have wanted it to. You know, our defensive line that got revamped, I would say, hasn't shown up the greatest. Hasn't really been that X factor that we needed them to be. Our linebackers are still kind of a mixed bag. Our corners haven't been able to really help out as much as I was hoping so. Granted, is that a reason for the defense because of the defensive line or other factors? There's a bunch of stuff on the table, right? Quarterback play has been so up and down, right? 1 week, Trey Lance looks like a god against a Ravens defense that's really good, going back and forth with Lamar. The next week, he looks like a undrafted kid out of fucking, Georgia Southern, or Army or something. An undrafted quarterback that nobody's ever heard of. So we're going back to Will Levis. That is going to be the major factor for today. We do have some upgrade players to take care of as well. Von Florence and others being regarded in that group. I'm going to go hybrid here. I want him to be able to play man coverage. 31 I don't think looks as good as I was hoping on him. We might end up changing his number at the beginning of next year. As of right now, we're going to continue to let him rock 31. One big change amongst the team that I am making, of course, we'll go over a couple more changes that had to be made based upon injuries and other factors, is Quentin Ayers. I'm going to throw in the slot for this game. I'm going to see how he does in that position, mainly because Roger McCreary just hasn't been what he's been recently, and as much as I've liked him, he's definitely created a lot of plays. He's definitely had a lot of big moments so far this season. He just hasn't played good coverage in the slot. He's definitely been around the ball, making good plays and stuff like that, but I just don't think he's been what we would have hoped for at this point. Hassan Haskins has played well in his limited time. So his Tajay Spears, of course. Spears, we need to get going a little bit more. Trey Lance has an upgrade as well. I'm going to go improviser, throw off the run, throw under pressure, stuff like that is probably one of the best categories you can go for. Josh Thompson is actually a 69 up to a 70 now when you move him down to corner because he has good coverage skills, which would explain a lot why he played so well for us last year. Is because he did have good coverage skills. Ja'Tyre Carter, I did steal off of, I think, the Lions practice squad, and I'll show you guys why I had to do so here in just a second, and we'll go to the adjust lineup screen. I'll get the staff upgrades done later. I don't think you guys really care about those as much. So let's go to adjust lineup, and I'll show you guys exactly what we're going to have to work with moving forward. So, of course, Christian Malone's also a superstar. Holy shit. So Christian Malone is down. He's out for 3 weeks. So is Cody Whitehair. They both got injured in the same game. So we did have to move Dorian Dixon over to center. He's one of the only guys that I feel like I am comfortable with moving to center at this point. Ja'Tyre Carter we had to pick up. He's going to play backup guard for us and backup center for us. Jack Driscoll is also back after a week off of the team, or a week or two off the team after a couple other injuries. Taylor Wan's going to have to start at right tackle. Goodwill's going to slide into guard, go back to where he was originally at. Saylor and Petit Fier and Jackson are all going to have to pick up those backup roles for now. Josh Wiley is going to continue to start at tight end. I've just liked him so much more than Chigga at this point. Like I said, Chigga through 2.5 games. So he played 2 full games. He played the first 2 weeks. He had 2 receptions, both of them coming in the first game. He did not have a reception in the second game. Then he comes into the third game, gets injured by at least the halfway point. At this point, I don't remember exactly when he got injured, but I know he did not make it to the halfway point. So in 2.5 games, he had 3 receptions. 2 of his receptions came in the first game, and 2 of his receptions came on opening drives of 2 of the games. So that is crazy. He has just not performed well. I just haven't been able to find him as much. Maybe it's part of the offense that I was running within those first 3 weeks, but we will, for now, be moving him to the backup position, letting Josh Wiley continue to roll as he has done so pretty well. Drew Sample's going to be tight end number 3. O.J. Howard's going to be fullback. And then Quentin Morris. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with him yet. He's just going to remain on the team for now. If we do decide to move off of him, we don't have any cap hit against us. But for now, he will remain on the team. Like I said, Will Levis is going to be the starting QB. One thing I will say with this part of the team at quarterback, just because I have Willis in the backup role as of right now doesn't mean he will be the guy to come in if Levis were to go down. It will depend on the situation and stuff like that. But I do want to try to give Malik Willis another opportunity to at least win the backup role, if not win, play for the starting role going forward as well. Even though Lance, like I said, amazing game. One of the fucking thumbnails you guys probably would have seen by now. Hopefully this isn't coming out before a earlier episode. Is literally titled, a legendary fantasy performance, and then the next one's titled did somebody say Linsanity run? So there is that. This week we are going to be without Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We did decide to release him since we did need to pick up extra O-linemen. So hopefully Haskins and Spears don't get injured. If they do, we'll figure out what the fuck Madden throws in there, who I'm allowed to throw in at running back at that point. No changes really in the wide receivers. Of course, we're still only running 5 at this moment. Chig will be the backup 6th receiver. He's just the highest overall in that category. Defense going forward, we're going to still start Harold Landry in run-stopping formations, but Yetur Gross-Matos is going to get more looks in the edge rushing, so the pass coverage downs, nickel, dime, and prevent. And then Jack Givens is going to slide back into the run-stopping formations as well at linebacker. No changes really, like I said, at corner. The only major change is Quentin Ayers will be running that slot. And then Jeffrey Simmons, we had to move over to left end for now, just because it puts him in a better situation in the run-stopping formations. He moves over to that left end instead of playing nose. And then Givens, I've liked his performance so far this year, and Autry as well. Campbell's played well. It's just, with all of them being similar overalls, it's really who has the hot hand. If somebody's going harder, if I'm feeling like somebody's just in a better place most of the time, that's who I'm going to go with for now on. Special teams, nothing's really changed. And then specialists, like I said, Ayers moving to the slot. Vickers going to back him up. Farrell and Yetur Gross-Matos are going to be the 2 edge rushers. Of course, we do have Calais Campbell and Danico Autry in at those rush D-tackle spots. They're just better overalls at this point. And then, of course, Evans just going to continue to play that sub-backer. And we're going to try to split carries a little bit more evenly amongst the running backs and stuff like that, just to try to get both of them going, so that if one does have the hot hand, maybe I can lean on them a little bit more. We don't have anybody to really negotiate with. I think I'm just going to let Ryan Stonehouse walk to free agency, and hopefully nobody decides to go after him. All the rest of the guys, it will really depend on regression at this point and whether or not we have a role to fill, / if they did a good enough job, right? I'm not going to continue to sign people and then they just don't show up, right? As much as I would like to bring some of these guys back, I'm not going to, hurt myself by bringing in somebody back that I like, but didn't perform well or wasn't on the field much, stuff like that. Of course, like I said, we are 4-6. We do need a bounce back game if we even want to sniff the playoffs at this point. The standings are looking pretty tough, especially in the AFC. You got the Raiders and the Chiefs both at 10-1. The Jaguars finally lost their first game, being 9-1. You got the Bills, the Ravens, both with 7 wins. The Browns, the Bengals, both with 6 wins. So you're already looking at the top 7 teams all having 6 wins, which means we really have to bounce back. There's at minimum 3 teams with 5 wins as well, so it's going to be a very difficult road to climb, and nobody's particularly out of it. Chargers and Steelers aren't in great shape either, as well as the Broncos, but they're still not out of it completely. I think the AFC is pretty stacked this year, all things considered. Yeah, the AFC's stacked. The Lions are technically tied for first place right now in the NFC. So, at 6 wins, which would be a fucking wild card team 7th seed in the fucking AFC at this point. So that just goes to show, the AFC is stacked. It's going to be a tough road ahead, but we do need to win a bounce-back game here in Detroit. There's no real storylines to go on. Of course, there is the QB competition still going on at this point with Trey Lance and Will Levis, and then Malik Willis slowly being introduced into that. And honestly, as much as I want to sit here and say, we're looking for the playoffs is what we want, definitely, that's something we want to get to. We want to get it back to the playoffs, of course. But at this point, it's finding out who really wants to be on this team, who really puts up a good effort at this point, and seeing out who works, right? If you don't work, I'm going to fucking trade you this offseason. It's as simple as that at this point. We may go over stats at the end of this game just to see where everybody's at and where everybody's progressing, and some players might be playing better than what I thought. I haven't looked at the stats since probably week 8, so that is a long period of time in which I haven't looked at the stats to see who's actually playing well and who's not. But let's get things underway in week 12. So the Lions offense will have the ball to start at the 22-yard line. Of course, some big names on this team, Jared Goff, and as well as Penei Sewell. God, why can't I say his name? Dude, I swear to God, I don't have this many problems saying names when I'm not recording, and as soon as I'm recording, my brain, shuts the fuck off. Amon-Ra St. Brown is also a big name to take a look at. Jameson Williams with the speed, and of course, Jahmyr Gibbs out of that backfield. Sam Laporta here as well, and Donovan Peoples-Jones, like I've said before, a name that always comes up whenever I fucking have to face that dude. We did change a couple jersey numbers of people that just didn't look quite as good as I was expecting, especially in-game. So Yatir Gross-Matos has a different jersey number going into this game as well. 2nd and 9 now after a 1-yard rush from Jahmyr Gibbs. A Texas route from Jahmyr. And Sam Laporta on the sideline, no good there. Thrown out of bounds by Jared Goff. Coming up with a 3rd and 9. We are wearing the 2015 aways. I think they just look nice going up against this Lions team right now. And this Lions team is, of course, running their alternates right now. Covering the middle of this field, trying to cover these in routes and this out route. And Jared Goff is going to have to throw the ball again. Frank Ragnow, their starting center, now down. Probably one of the best starting centers in the league now with Jason Kelsey retiring just a couple days ago. I don't know when exactly this is going to come out because I still do have 3 episodes to fucking edit through. And then this one as well. So I'm a little bit further behind than what I would like to admit. But Mark Vickers up to the 36 for us. And the offense will come out onto the field. Will Levis, can he get his redemption? We also have this new put together O-line. We've had to throw out multiple different looks throughout the season, especially late in games. Will Levis, though, he has to come out and play good. I think that's a must at this point. I really hope he does, right? He has star development. He is a 75 overall or somewhere in the 70s at least. He's boosted at least up to a 75 overall. We have to get him going. We're going to start off with a stretch play, get our offense trying to move in the correct direction. Shig can't get there to the block on CGJ, but Agent Hutchinson riding us out of bounds. But we do get the first down. And it's going to be nice having Chig back. As good as Howard has played for us, OJ Howard, that is, I think we were missing something with Chig. He just has such a good blocking presence for us, at least in recent memory. Here on 1st and 10, going to have to scramble with Will Levis getting brought down by Aleem McNeil after a 2-yard rush. Tried to get up into that pocket, was still trying to keep my eyes downfield. Kind of ran into a little bit of pressure there. 2nd and 8, going to hit him with a play-action rollout. We could almost put Shig in at fullback just to try to get some more. And Burks on a corner matched up with a linebacker all the way down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal now here. Treylon Burks has been a little bit more quiet than I would have liked to see especially with how he started off the season. I think he had 300 yards within the first 4 games. So I definitely want to get back to getting him more involved and bring Melton in motion. Burks there on that zig route, and he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Will Levis, it's hard to understand that is only a 7th touchdown of the year, but starting off the game hot, going down the field, good plays there from Burks and Levis, getting going immediately. So the Lions offense, after a 3-and-out, come out to their own 24-yard line. A big thing to think about here as well is just, the defense needs to come up big and have to have some better plays here. And there's trying to hit Donovan Peoples-Jones on that corner route. Caleb Farley there, just overthrown, not quite being able to get him that football. I will have to go into formation subs because that Sugar Week formation shouldn't have Yatir in the man coverage. It should have Jair. Underneath here to Amon and broken up by Ayers, kind of thrown just to his back shoulder. 0 for 4 to start off for Jared Goff. Just a really bad start from him. Just kind of weird considering the fact that I haven't touched sliders. Especially for QB accuracy. I did dump down their run. Oh, and there's a sack, and it's a group sack. Yatir Gross-Matos comes free. I'm telling you, him and Cleveland Ferrell came out and stepped up, but has the same thing happen where fresh new faces are kind of, just having that energy to come out. Is that something that's playing into a factor as well? Mark Vickers here on this return. Going to bounce outside. Tries to beat 28. I don't know who 28 would be on the Lions at this point. This is year 2. So I wouldn't quite know who that would be. I'm going to run one of my favorite plays to run here. Bo Melton should be open early unless that linebacker jumps at them Wiley late. No, they don't jump it. So Melton open underneath. The one thing to consider as well, especially with different quarterbacks at the helm, Will Levis here after an 8-yard completion, is the fact that just like in real life, quarterbacks have favorite targets. Did Bo Melton match up better with Trey Lance? And does Josh Wiley match up with better with Trey Lance? Does Burks match up better with Will Levis? That could be a discussion as well, just putting that out there. Underneath is Wiley. He holds on to the football. And see, that's what I'm saying. Wiley has just done such a good job for us. There's definitely room for improvement, of course, and there's stuff that I wish he would be able to do a little bit better, especially standing at 6'7". I wish he could go after those jump balls and those contested catches a little bit better, but it's not like he's played bad either, you know. Just going to try to throw the football away. I knew if I threw it to, who was that, Melton running across the middle, I knew it would get picked by Barnes, and the defensive line just ran so well with Josh Wiley. I guess that is part of the reason why Chig should go out on that, return route there, but 2nd and 10 now. Stack in the box, 6 up on the line. They bail immediately. Gonna roll? No. Just throw the football towards Hodgins, I guess. Fuck it. 4 for 6 now. 2 pretty bad plays there. Gotta get this offense back on track. 10 yards, that's all we need. It's not a whole ton. They're going into the sugar weak look as well. They're gonna go towards a play action. Looking, finding Melton. Melton open. Catches the ball and into the end zone for a touchdown. The Lions just have not come out playing well so far today. They just not looking good for them. 14-0 here early in the first for this Titans offense. So, of course, the Lions, with bad field positioning on their first 2 drives, elect to just take the touchback. 1st and 10 at the 25. Sam Laporta here underneath. First 3-yard completion there for Jared Goff. First completion for 3 yards is what I should say. Sam Laporta, 5 for 56. No touchdowns last week. This defense has come out, played okay. I think it's more mistakes on Jared Goff's part, but still with two stops, I think the defense will have a little bit more confidence. A 6-yard reception there from Jameson Williams. I tried to bait it just a little bit more. Keenan Evans just not being able to come down quite as aggressive as I would have liked there. 3rd and 2. Going to smash the D-line down. We do have a couple of linebackers in coverage. I'm going to hop on a D-lineman here. Yatir Gross-Matos, let's go. I want to see what you can do. And here underneath, Gibbons just not quite quick enough, able to make that stop. Jameson Williams across the middle. Roger McCreary in coverage. I don't need Jack Gibbons to be anything special as well. That's not what I'm asking for. I just need him to be a competent linebacker, step into holes where I need him to, and understand how to win reps. Overthrown here, McCreary in coverage, and Amon-Ra St. Brown definitely won that rep, but Jared Goff just not being able to come back to it, not being able to hook up with his probably favorite target, or one of his favorite targets at minimum. With him being a 97 overall superstar, I would assume that would be one of his favorite targets. I know that would be one of mine. I'd be looking only in the slot. Man, I tell you what, in almost every franchise I do, I love my slot receivers. Whoever I put in the slot, just like in Sim, is going to be probably my number one option. Hooker, that's user baited, and Hooker finding blocks, trying to make something happen, and just too many guys there. Amani Hooker, another pick. He has showed up phenomenally over this last year with the absence of Kevin Byard, letting him stay with the Eagles. 1st and 10, going to hit him with a play action, deep shot here. See what Will Levis can do. Bo Melton, one-on-one opportunity, back of the end zone. No, the safety's going to get there and help. Bo Melton, no, out of bounds. Jeff Okudah back on the Lions. Just a little bit too far there for Will Levis. Didn't quite have the run after the throw that I would have liked. Tajay Spears here on the slip screen. Can we get him going just a little bit better? Dorian Dixon lays the boom on one guy. Spears back to the middle, but brought down. Too many Lions there. 1st and 10, down into the red zone we go. 125 pass yards on the day so far. I did mess with their defensive reaction time. I bumped that down by 2, but I don't even think it's them not reacting. I think it's just they just haven't been good in coverage so far today. No yard rush there for Tajay Spears, a rookie seems to be. Came up with the stop. And that will take us to the end of the quarter where the offense has succeeded very well. The defense has come up big. -1 passing yards, only 2 yards rushing on 12 total plays. That we've only let up 1 yard so far in its entirety through the first quarter. The defense has come to play, which is what I would like to see. But then again, when we've had those games in the past where the defense has come up big, the offense hasn't played well. So far today, they have played pretty well. I'm not going to say they've played great, but they have played at least suitable for what the defense has showed up with. 2nd and 10, we're going to go halfback inside zone. Dorian Dixon gets up to that linebacker, but the defense tackle is just being able to reach out, grab Tajay Spears, and bring him down. But then again, we don't need big plays every game, every play from Spears. That's not exactly the style of running that we're looking for here. Will Levis, we're going to scramble. I had Hodgins, but I'm going to... Oh, fuck. I was just barely trying to get it off enough to Burks. I figured, worst case scenario, Burks drops it. It's a bad pass. It goes out of bounds. I'm willing to settle here for the field goal, though. Trey Wolf coming on for a 30-yarder. Hassan Haskins will get the tackle on Khalif Raymond. And, of course, this Detroit Lions coming back out onto the field. Their defense gets a stop for the most part, only allowing us 3 points there. But, man, you have to be concerned if you're Dan Campbell at this point. Your offense just has not been able to get the football moving. And as I say that, Jahmyr Gibbs finds a hole. The D-tackle and the linebacker get washed down, and Jahmyr Gibbs there for a big run. Going to need this defensive line to come up a little bit better than that. 1st and 10. Step up into the gap. Get the... Jesus. I had to burp that whole time, and so it was hard for me to talk. 2nd and 8. Had to take on that lead blocker. I think it's Kari Blossom game, too, at this point. 35, fullback. I would assume that's Kari Blossom game. Evans getting over there, but Jahmyr Gibbs makes a miss, but the safety's in corner there to step up, just slowing Jahmyr Gibbs down just enough. And Caleb Farley and Monty Hooker, 2 veterans, 2 superstars of this team. Even though Monty Hooker isn't a superstar himself, he has played very good this season, and I could see him getting superstar if he continues this pace. Hooker's going to have to come down, make a play on Amon-Ra St. Brown, bring him down on a 4th and 1. This is go-for-it territory, and I feel like, and see, this is the biggest thing with Madden, too, is in this situation, if Dan Campbell's still the coach of Detroit, they're going for this. They're not fucking settling for a punt on a 4th and 1 at midfield. I'm sorry, they're not doing that. They went for 4th and 1 in the NFC Championship game. They're going to go for 4th and 1 in a regular season game that would allow them to take control of the NFC. Just stupid things like that. 1st and 10, we're going to run the ball. We're going to run away from Aiden Hutchinson here. He's not quite good enough to be able to make this play on the backside. But I don't know who 59 is, but he just came fucking screaming down. Smashed on top of Spears. Going to bring Wiley down on this wham play. He needs to dig out this D-tackle just enough. He does. Spears up to the 2nd level and gets 9 there. 5 for 21. Looking at it with, the fact that 2 plays have went for 20 yards and the other 3 have only went for a combined 1. I will say that is kind of concerning, but 3rd and 1 here. Going to have to look. Spears underneath, going to hit him. He's just, it's less risk. I wanted to hit Melton. I think I probably could have if I would have kept my eyes downfield during that middle part of the field action, but I just ended up looking away from him and it didn't work out for me. 1st and 10, going to bring Hodgins down in motion. Melton here on this shot play could be an option. I'm going to hit him. Go up and get it. No, just out. Jeff Okudah makes a nice play. He comes up big there, 7 for 12. Jeff Okudah going back to the Lions for a redemption arc is kind of cool. I will say that much. In my Bears franchise that I wanted to run, I was thinking about bringing him in as a reunitement. Him and Chase Young, I really wanted to bring in for an Ohio State kind of vibe with Chicago. Going to bring Hodgins down in motion. Melton on this corner, but the ball's overthrown. Dude, maybe I should have put some loft on it, but 3rd and 10 here. Go back to the air. They could bring 6 almost immediately, which means if they do, I almost want to run a wheel route back to this other side and see if Spears will be open right away. If that middle safety is having to play that man coverage, he should be open almost immediately with almost a lead blocker in Hodgins. 3rd and 10. No, they drop immediately. Wiley over the middle of the field, catch down all the way up to the 50. We're back to where basically the Lions were at. So at this point, the coaches on the other side have to be considering, if we would have went for it, they would have been here anyway. So what difference would it have made at this point? 1st and 10. We're going to run to this left side. A little bit stronger of a line on this left side. Hopefully they can get going. Gets the hole, gets 6. Taylor Lewan is now down. I would assume Nicholas Petit-Fier would come in at this point to play that tackle spot. Unfortunately, I think he's just a better option at tackle than moving Goodwill back out and bringing a guard in. at this point. So, another offensive lineman down. This whole right side's basically in a new position at this point. 2nd and 4. Dropping back to pass. Spears. Fuck. And Wiley was coming open so much. But then again, was that openness being because of the fact that we threw to Spears, or was he actually coming open is a big question I would have for myself. I'm going to have Melton run a curl. This is man. I could see something quick. 3rd and 5. No, they leave Wiley, and it's over fucking thrown. Will Levis, I'm going to stab you on the team bus, bro. In Minecraft, of course. Bruce Sternum for Taylor Lewan. I think this is just a little too far outside of Trey Wolf's range. But then again, no wind. It could be a possibility. 62 yards. Yeah, that's just too far for us at this point. I think we're just going to have to call a timeout. Which then brings up the factor of, 4th and 5. If it's too close to punt and too far to kick the field goal, do we go for it? Do we say, hey, let's see what this offense has. Let's give Will Levis another opportunity. Let's go out here. Let's see what exactly he can come up with at this point. Going to run some quick options here. 4th and 5. We need somebody to come up big. Hodgins, I'm going to have run a comeback. Spears, I'm going to have run. I don't know how many more audibles I'm going to be able to make before we get a false start. 4th and 5. Can this offense do something special? Right here, right now. Melton underneath, and I can't get the ball out. Tyron Smith isn't holding his block. What the fuck is going on with this offensive line? The two best players on this offensive line, in both Peter Skoronski and Tyron Smith, both led up super quick. Whereas the double team and the single player by himself, Nicholas Petit-Fier, going against the superstar, holds up. Are you kidding me? 1st and 10. I know we're up 17-0, but it's annoying because I know that would happen in a close game and it would fuck me. 1st and 10, they're running with Jahmyr Gibbs, and Gibbons can't get there. Hooker, come down, make a play, can't. Jahmyr Gibbs still going, Jesus. Yeah, they're going to have to go to the run game here. And this defense just has not been able to shut down the run at all either this season. And it's getting frustrating at this point because we just haven't been able to shut them down even close to what we should be. Creary here on Donovan Peoples after a 7-yard catch. Jared Goff back to a 50% completion percentage, and does me going for it on 4th down really change the momentum that much to where this Detroit Lions offense can get back into this game? I don't know. We'll have to see, of course. 2nd and 3 after the 2-minute warning. I'm not going to bring Shire. We have 5 guys. If we can't get home with 5 guys, we have another problem. 2nd and 3, dropping back into coverage, trying to find. Is that Laporta? Yeah, Laporta underneath. Gibbons in coverage. Ends up getting the 1st down. Brought down immediately, though. 2 for 7 for Laporta on the day. And I want Jeffrey Simmons to be the main factor of getting those one-on-one opportunities. He's going to be going against Zeitler here, the former, I think, Bengal and Raven at this point guard. But he has to come up somewhat big. He had a fantastic week last week. Don't get me wrong. He won Player of the Week. He got 3 sacks. But, in a game where we didn't win, does it really mean much? Not really. So, man up, Ayers on Amon Ra to try to help. And McCreary just nowhere in coverage. Honestly, McCreary, at this point, if he doesn't make a play or if he doesn't start winning in coverage, there could be a conversation of starting Mark Vickers here soon. I'm being completely honest. It seems like he's giving up the most. It really does. And we've had him inside. We've now had him outside. He just hasn't played as efficiently as I was hoping for. 1st and 10, 41 seconds, 2 timeouts. We have a chance to go down and score. We just have to play well here. Burks, and just nothing. The O-line's not holding up. At this point, I can't continue to sit here and try to throw these deep balls if the O-line's not holding up. And I don't think we can go anywhere late here in the second without a deep ball, without a big play. So, and then the safety plays that so well on Josh Wiley. I'm looking at him the whole time, trying to buy time, rolling, finding him, and the safety plays it so well. He's sitting over top of Hodgins, and the linebacker's playing underneath Hodgins, and then he's playing underneath Josh Wiley to be able to cause a breakup when needed. Just not a whole ton of options. I'm almost wondering if we try to run out the football here. Yeah, and then Hutchinson wins, I guess. I don't even know where he came from. Did he win, or did he just fucking not get blocked, is my question. With 17 seconds left, I don't know how much this Lions offense is really going to go for it. The first play will probably determine a lot of what they're going to do. And to be fair, with how much we're paying, guys like Tyron Smith, it's kind of annoying when they're, leading the team and let up sacks. And you could definitely say some of those sacks are on me. I would definitely agree with that. But for the most part, it's like you gotta be able to be the best offensive lineman on the team. Especially when other guys that are lower rated overalls are playing better than you, and not just better than you, fucking 2-3 times better than you, who I'm paying a couple $1 million compared to, what was it, $30 or $40 million close to. There has to be a question of whether or not we bench you at this point. Like, you just have not played well. Evans here trying to make a play on Laporta, just conservative catch. I'm gonna call timeout. We can't bring these timeouts into, next half, so we're gonna line up in prevent, just play deep. I'm gonna hop on to Yatir. Gonna motion the D line to the left, try to get Yatir in a one-on-one. Clem Farrell beats Sewell, and then Farley trying to just grab the ball out of bounds. 4th and 8. That will end the half. The offense starting off hot, getting an interception there on the defense. Defense letting up a touchdown after a missed 4th down attempt. We've definitely done well, better than what we have done over the previous games, but we still definitely need to improve in certain aspects. So, not a great return, a missed block there on the return, so we're going to have to start off at our own 19. 6 yards behind schedule already. Not off to the greatest start here for our team. 1st and 10, going to run the ball. 6-on-6 here. We got to win this rep, I feel like. Tajay Spears up to the second level, gets 8 almost immediately. Going to go back, going to hurry back to the line here. Wide receiver switch drag here. Hodgins could win this corner route. Corner routes are really effective in Madden. Wiley on this wheel route, especially if he gets matched up incorrectly. But Spears underneath, he's going to make one man miss and get the first down. Just gets hung up on Bo Melton just enough there. Will Levis, 10 for 21. Not as good as I thought we've done, but that first drive probably led me to think a lot more of him. Wiley here on the sideline, just a missed throw. And those throws can't be happening. They really fucking can't be. Because I've literally spent all my franchise staff points on upgrading throw stats for the offensive coordinator. So the fact that those throws are still being missed pretty badly too is kind of upsetting. 2nd and 10 here, and Lindsey Goodwell's down. Jesus, how many linemen are we going to fucking lose? And it's really annoying because, yes, there are a lot of O-line injuries in the NFL, but I rarely ever see skills position players go down, besides running backs. 1st and 10 here. Motion Quanquo across. Get an even matchup across the boards. Karonsky up to the second level, but who is that? Levi. I forget his last name. I can't even pronounce it if I wanted to, I feel like. 2nd and 7, going to go back to the air here. Play action fake and get Wiley going on an out route. Just trying to get an extra option out there. We don't need 7 guys blocking. Melton. Catch, run, not quite 18. Williams bringing him down after a big throwing catch. 11 for 23. We're going to have to bring Saylor in at this point. There's no way we can keep Goodwell out there if he's going to get re-injured pretty easily. Wiley on this out route could be something. No, not quite. Hodgins back of the end zone. Hodgins touchdown. Besides the fact that accuracy has been a problem so far today for Will Levis, 3 touchdowns on the day, getting him back to 9 to being even with both touchdowns and picks is a really big factor coming into this. The accuracy definitely needs to be cleaned up, but Will Levis has played very nicely here today. So Jahmyr Gibbs having a fantastic day. 6 rushes, 65 yards. Feel like they should almost get him the ball more. Kind of like what the Ravens did with Keaton Mitchell. They kind of ran all over us, and they just decided, hey, we're just going to run the football all day then. If you can't stop Keaton Mitchell, we're not going to go away from it. Sam Laporta underneath, 6 yards there. Got kind of sucked into the wrong camera. 2nd and 4 now. Like I said, Will Levis has played pretty well today. Accuracy is still a big issue. He's missing a lot of easy throws, I feel like, but can't always win everything. And Jahmyr Gibbs just not going down. What a hard runner. 7 for 81. I don't know if I'm playing the run incorrectly. It could definitely be the case, but man, it just feels like we're just missing out on so much right now. Cleveland Furl in coverage. I don't particularly like Jones there, but nobody able to make a play. Jones literally breaks free, forces Gibbs to cut back to his right, and nobody's there to make a play. Nobody. We win a rep on the D-line, and nobody's there to help out. Just nobody, and that's frustrating. That really is frustrating. Handoff here, Gibbs. Again, we're going to play the cutback lane with Florence, but he cuts back in a different fucking lane. Where the fuck is Gibbons, and where the fuck is Evans at this point? Shire's getting washed down, and the other two linebackers are not showing up. 1st and 10. I guess I'm going to hop on Gibbons and play some of these lanes. Like, Jesus, bro. Florence is going to have to make a play on not Hooker, on fucking Amon-Ra St. Brown. Can't quite get over there fast enough. Jesus. And the defense just has my brain scrambled at this point. Okay, man up. Everybody has to play good. Run play here, and David Montgomery not able to get there, and Jeffrey Simmons is now down. He's either down or he's having a bad game at this point. I don't know what to do. Like I said, if players don't start playing well, we could look to trade them at this point. Gibbons going to hop on him. Run play up the middle. Shire can't bring Gibbons down, and he stays on his fucking feet. Are you... Mark Vickers, another decent return there, up to the 29. Going to go levels out here. And bring Hodgins on a drag instead of an in, just to get him a little quicker underneath. Send Spears. Let's just send him back the other way. Yeah, 1st and 10 here. Looking to throw the ball a little bit more here today. Spears underneath, catch. Hold on the football, nothing going there. -1 yards. Going to go with an outside zone here. Skoronski needs to get up to this backer right now. He does, but he misses the block. 5-yard rush there for Spears. Not quite getting exactly what we wanted. Inside zone. It's a double team up to the backer at this point. Double team up to backer. Get there. Thank you. Spears up to the 3rd level, all the way down to the 46-yard line of our own territory. 11 for 70. A good day on the ground for him. It's just some of these rushes have been frustrating. Guys not picking up, other guys. Of course, we do have a backup right guard and right tackle, and that's partially the reason why, we did end up running to the left a lot more. But then again, those guys played together last year. The only new piece that Saylor and Nicholas Petit-Fier are working with is the center, of course, in Dorian Dixon. And there, Bo Melton not able to even, look at the fucking football. I don't know who 59 is. Is that Tranquil? I think they did end up signing Tranquil, if I do remember correctly. So, what is it? Tranquil and Alex Alonzoloni in the middle. Jeez. And then they have what is it? The linebacker that came out of Iowa on the bench. 2nd and 10 here. Going back to play we've used already today. Spears underneath. Catch, run. Making a man miss. Getting up to the 1st down and gets 9. Spears, also another big target for Will Levis. I think he was actually leading the team. He had like the 2nd most catches, I think, when Levis was quarterback. So we're definitely seeing that here today as well. 3rd and inches. Play action rollout. Getting out to the flats. Chig is kind of open, but we're just going to run with Levis and pick up the 1st. Just guarantee us another set of downs. I don't think we need to make this difficult. As much as I want to throw to Chig there and trying to get him involved and have a conversation of who's the better tight end for us, I think it just makes sense to pick up the downs, continue moving this football. Going to go halfback zone here on 1st and 10, going to this left side again. Drew Tranquil just so fucking good now. With his, I think he's like an 81, and since we restarted the franchise, he is going to be a very good linebacker. I think at the beginning of the season, I think he was ranked in the low 70s. 2nd and 9, going play action here again. Chig should be open, if anything. But Burks is also open, and he's going to catch on Drew Tranquil in man coverage against a linebacker. I'm going to take it all the fucking day. I'm going to go halfback inside zone, but he's kind of tired. I don't know if I want to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. Spears up to the 2nd level, gets 6 there. Yeah, number 46. I forget his name. Campbell. Yeah, is it Jack Campbell? Yeah, I think it's Jack Campbell. We're going to go halfback stretch here for Hassan Haskins. We're going to go back the other way, though. We're going to go weak side here. Hopefully this linebacker gets washed out just enough. He kind of does. Haskins up to the 2nd level. Gets multiple yards there. 9 for him. 1st and goal. At the end of the quarter, we're playing very well, getting those rush yards back up, of course. 15 rush plays for us. We're slowly running down the clock as well, which is really helping us. But the offense has played a lot better today. A lot more versatile. Going back to Will Levis, it feels like. As good as Trey Lance played, the idea is definitely Levis. The ideal quarterback is Levis, going forward with him. High second round draft choice. Spears to the outside. Drew Tranquil trying to make a play. There's Derek Barnes, another linebacker they have. They just have a very stacked linebacking core at this point. You have Jack Campbell, Alex Lonzi, Derek Barnes, Malcolm Rodriguez. You have a shit ton of fucking players that you can honestly go to and look and say, this could be a good linebacker for us. Second and goal, going to motion Chig. Cross one way. We're going to go halfback power G. I think it's power G. Saylor kicks out one man. Hassan Haskins down to the 1 now. 4-yard rush there. Going to go, fuck it, boot flow. Nope. I want you guys to stay on that side now that I'm looking at it. Chig running out route. See if you can go back the other way, get that corner mistaken, and get out there. Chig is open, but we can't hit him. Hutchinson in the backfield, 4th and goal at the 10 now. Probably just going to have to settle for the field goal, which is unfortunate. Hutchinson just came unblocked and just straight downhill right in Levis's face before he can even throw the football. So Detroit coming onto the field, down 13 and needing a score here. Going to come out onto the field looking to throw the football, it looks like. Going to go on to Florence. I'm going to have Ayers matched up on Ama. There's Roger McCreary finally making a play. Like I said, and I'm not afraid to go to other players. I'm really, really not. I'm not afraid to continuously move around the depth chart, see what works for us. I'm not going to sit here and be stagnant and say, especially at a 4-6 record, we can't be complacent, I don't think. Especially coming off of a playoff berth, getting into the playoffs last year, there has to be some type of, adjustments made if necessary. Getting stuck on Danico Autry here, trying to get through. Caleb Farley, he can't come up with the tackle either. And Donovan Peoples-Jones, I'm going to scream at somebody. Donovan Peoples-Jones, again. I try to come back to the football with Farley. Maybe that was the wrong choice. Maybe I should have just played man, come up with the tackle. But damn, that sucks. Up to the 29 again for Mark Vickers. And I'm going to be honest, Saylor and Nicholas Petit-Fier have played pretty nice so far today. Definitely will be a conversation of, do we move this offensive line around again? If they're playing good, kick Goodwill out to left tackle maybe? I don't know. Take Tyron Smith off the field, 1st and 10, going to go halfback stretch here. Get to the edge. He does. The safety comes up, Kirby Joseph. Treylon Burks is now injured. Fuck me. Dude, he plays so nicely, and then he gets injured, and then I'm just sitting there going, well, now what? Franklin Amos is now in. So is Hodgins. Melton, this receiving core looking kind of depleted at the moment. Franklin Amos, though, on this out route, but Will Levis, dude. And here's the thing, I picked throw, mid. I picked throw medium and I just upgraded the last 2 spots on throw accuracy medium on the offensive coordinator. So it's kind of ridiculous. 3rd and 4, I'm hoping they bring the pressure here. I really am. Going to have Melton run a slant here instead. Wiley run a drag, and we're going to have Spears. Honestly, run a wheel. See what happens. If he gets matched up incorrectly, could be something. Nothing open immediately. Just kind of throwing it to Amos. Holy fuck, Amos! I saw he was open. I saw that slot corner not really playing tight on him. So I'm like, fuck it. Just throw it to him. See if, he can make a play. And he fucking makes a diving over-the-shoulder catch. What the fuck, Franklin? What a name, too. Franklin Amos. 1st and 10. Back to this halfback zone here. Spears cuts back on the center in the guard. There, gets 10. 16 for 99 for Spears. He's getting going recently as well. Love to see it. I love having a good run game. Hassan Haskins now in. Linebacker Jack Campbell comes down hard into the box. I would assume he's playing more of the run-stopping downs. And Alex Anzalone's playing more of those pass coverage downs. Haskins gets another big gain. 8 yards there for Hassan Haskins. 3 for 21. Going back to the line. We're going to send that same motion, but we're going to come out of it. And a play-action fake. Who knows? O.J. Howard on this wheel route being a tight end could get open pretty nicely. No, not really. Chig Okonkwo open underneath. Gets it more to manageable of 3rd and inches. Going back to the ground here. Halfback stretch. We need Wiley to seal this block. He does. O.J. Howard gets his, and Haskins picks up 5 there. 4 for 26 for Hassan Haskins now. Running down the clock as well as getting into field goal range. If we can go up 9 at minimum, we really have a chance to seal this game. Going to go back to another halfback stretch play. Normally, I would like to go weak side here, but with how the D-tackle and Aiden Hutchinson are playing, especially against Nicholas Petit-Fier, I'm going to run to the strong side here. Hand off Spears, making Drew Tranquil over pursue, getting 6 there for Tajay Spears. Getting up to the 16-yard line. Now going to hit him with a play action fake. Yeah, send it back the other way. I'm going to actually have Chig run an out route here instead. And then we're going to have Melton run a zig, and we're going to motion Melton in. So he has more room to run on that outside. Now that corner is playing outside leverage, so that will be a difficult solution. But he's playing zone. Bo Melton underneath, trying to make a man miss. Holding on. No, the ball's out! Bo Melton makes his first big mistake that I've seen from him all season. I don't think he's had many drops that I've been particularly mad at. So right there, being held up and stripped at the last moment before he goes down. Just can't do that there. Especially in this situation, only being up 6, 2:40 remaining. Detroit now has momentum. 1st and 10 at their own 5. I almost wanted to bring pressure, but I think it's safer to play off coverage here. McCreary, where are you going, brother? Dude, and there's a penalty, and it's offside. Who the fuck was offsides? How are you offsides as the defensive tackle? Was I on him? Did I move him? I might have told him to go out. Bro, we're falling apart at the fucking seams right now. 27, 21, 2:36 remaining, all the way up to the 26 now. Cover this middle part of the field, and he's going to throw the football away. 2nd and 10 now. 15 for 25. After starting off, 1 for 6, he has bounced back in a big way. 2nd and 10. Going to go to this dollar look. Of course, now that I say that, they're probably going to run the football here with Jahmyr Gibbs. They have plenty of time to do so. No, they're going to go to pass play here. Amon-Ra on that little Texas route, it looked like to be developing. Throws it early, 6-yard reception there. Jared Goff, 3 for 33 for Amon-Ra. So I don't know where he's particularly getting. I know Donovan Peoples had a big gain. I know Jameson Williams had a big play. So I don't know where exactly he's getting the rest of these yards from. Shair has to make a play. 4th and 1 on Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't know if we can really run anything here, though. Anything too crazy could leave us in a really bad situation. Gonna have to go man coverage here. Caleb Farley can't keep up with Jameson Williams, and out route wins 1st and 10 all the way up to the 47-yard line now for Jameson Williams. 5 for 53 from him today. Man, just in that situation, Caleb Farley needs to play better. Needs to play better. Gonna hop on Cleveland Ferrell. Try to win a rep here. And Donovan Peoples-Jones hold on to the ball against Caleb Farley. I don't know what Caleb Farley's really doing here. He's not, like, he's been pretty silent all day up until that Peoples-Jones play. And just, so far, the rest of this quarter has not been pretty nice to him. Jameson Williams on that comeback. McCreary gets beat. I'm almost wondering if we go, yeah, we got to fix something here. We're going to go base alignment, well, auto alignment by man. We're going to play by overall at this point. No, we're going to play by speed, I think. And we're going to play conservative tackling. I don't need a turnover right now. I'm going to go conservative tackling. Make sure we bring the ball carrier down. Make sure we just bring him down. We cannot let up a touchdown at this point in the game. 1:23 remaining here in the 4th. Underneath is Donovan Peoples. But McCreary can't make up with the tackle. I'm literally telling my team, hold them down. Grab them and pull them down. Do not do anything else. I'm going to have to reset this coverage in the base. 1st and 10 here, 50 seconds remaining. They're going to go back to the air here again. Laporta underneath. McCreary needs to come up, make a tackle. 48 seconds, 46. Detroit's a little bit smarter than Houston at this point. Calling a timeout, 2nd and 3 now. Honestly, going to cover 3 Tampa Sky here. Play underneath. Gibbs trying to get there. 3rd and 1 though. 40 seconds. They're going to let the clock tick as of now. 3rd and 1. Going to drop it in coverage. I know this isn't particularly a great look for coverage right now, but we're going to have to do it. 3rd and 1. Playing coverage. Gibbons nowhere near. Amon-Ra just fucking walked in. And 20 seconds. The only possibility right now is blocking a field goal. I don't think we have the team to make a play in 20 seconds and win the game. I really don't. Yeah. That's tough. That's a way to lose the football game. That really is a way to lose the football game. As good as Will Levis played today, just fumble there from Bo Melton and defense not really able to do much. Mark Vickers has to return this, basically. Up to the 24. I guess I could have called fair catch. Fuck, I forget about that rule all the goddamn time. When you go outs here, but I would assume outside coverage. Just send Wiley on a streak at this point. I don't need him underneath. I really, really don't. Burks here. Looks like he has inside leverage coverage. Burks. Just not there. Just out of reach, apparently. Just behind him, out of reach. Trey Wolf getting warmed up. I don't know what for. Not like we're going to make a fucking play here. Really not going to. Wiley and Burks are my main two options here. Melton as well. Wiley just going to throw it up, kind of, and yep, it's picked. I don't even get a chance at the fucking football is the problem. Like, I'm literally telling Wiley to go back to the football and try to go for it, and I'm not even allowed back to the football. Watch. I'm just getting bumped off my route the whole fucking time, and just nowhere near. He's literally getting hit before the fucking ball is in the defender's hands. Even if we get stops on all 3 downs, it's not like it matters. Just, there's not enough time. They're going to take 2 seconds off each play. Field goal takes 2. Yeah, just whatever. Yeah, that sucks. That's a way to lose it. 4-7 now on the season. Just, yeah, and then Gibbs gets a first. I don't even know why I joked with myself there. That's insane. Another game where we lose. We definitely, that sucks. And yeah, it's going to show up on the stat sheet that Will Levis had to pick this game. Not really his fault. Defensive pass interference just is non-existent in this game, apparently. Even turned up to 80, which is what I was told to turn it up to. Just non-existent in this game. Legal contact, non-existent. McCreary getting burnt. Caleb Farley not coming up with a tackle. Just a bad day in general for this group. Will Levis played nicely besides the accuracy issues in certain aspects. Just, yeah, this team just fell apart at the seams. Just tackling still an issue. Defensive line not coming up big. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of overhaul going into this offseason. Let's go back to the main menu and we'll talk about it. I got to grab thumbnails. So yeah, unfortunately, the redemption arc goes nowhere. As good as the offense played, there was definitely key moments. The sack with Aiden Hutchinson down there on the goal line. Of course, you had the Bo Melton fumble. There was another drive that stalled out and we had to settle for 3. Just multiple different drives that really ended poorly, in my opinion, that really changed the outcome of the game. 28-27, we dropped to 4-7. I would assume the Colts win their next game, and we're bottom of the division at this point. Yeah, this year just has not gone our way as much as anything else. Yeah, we're now 4th in the division. I think we're almost completely out of the playoff race at this point. I don't think we're probably mathematically eliminated, but we would have to win out at this point. And with having, let's see, there's 17 games. We've played 11. So 6 games remaining. We would have to go 10-7 to even have a chance at this point. Both a stacked AFC, it's going to be difficult. Great. Going against the 5-6 New York Jets, who have an 88 defense. Sauce Gardner has played fucking phenomenally. Unfortunately, Will Levis is back to having a negative touchdown to interception ratio at this point. And yeah, we don't have, I think, any of the top leaders, so that's nice. Just there's a lot of work to do at this point. Not a ton to say, right? Not a ton to say. We don't have any new injuries, which is a good thing, but not getting anybody back, at least at this moment, Cody Whitehair or Christian Malone at this point. Will Levis has played nicely. I think he's played pretty nicely. 1,800 yards, 9 touchdowns, 10 picks. Accuracy is just an issue across the board with our quarterbacks, but then again, that's kind of more Madden than anything, especially when you're just overthrowing players left, right, and center. Tajay Spears, 675 yards so far this season, 8 touchdowns. Haskins, 228 with 5. Lance has played a little bit better in the run game, but how much does that really count for? Treylon Burks having a pretty good year. Bo Melton as well. Josh Wiley, Spears all having pretty decent years in the receiving game. Some receiving yards are missing because remember those are DeAndre Hopkins, so he took them with him technically. Hodgins has played nicely. O.J. Howard has played nicely. Samples played nice when he's gotten targeted. Chig, like I said, he has 4 catches. He just got his 4th catch today. Well, yeah, today in this last video. So, you know. And then Franklin Amos came up with his one and only catch, and it was a fucking spectacular catch. Yeah, just not a whole ton of luck going around. Skoronski and Chris Malone have played nicely in pass downs, as well as Dorian Dixon. T-Fier, with how much he's played, has played pretty nicely. Goodwell's played pretty good as well. Tyron Smith and Taylor Lewan, though, have struggled pretty mightily, pretty heavily. And then Shire is the only guy that's even relatively high in tackles. Simmons has 8 sacks. Shire has 3. Campbell has 3. Landry has 3. Sy has 2. Farrell has 1.5. Gibbons has 1. Yatir Grossmanis now has a full sack with 2 half sacks coming in. Just the team has not played particularly great, in my opinion. And we just continuously struggle at this point. I don't know the clear option here going forward. I'm going to go Will Levis for now, but it's going to be a QB battle the rest of the way, it feels like. We have to start winning some games. As much as I want to tank and get a high pick, I would like to win games, and winning games right now is more important to us than getting a high draft pick at this point. Even though we are 4th in the division, we still could easily get back up to number 2 within a week or 2. But going against the Jaguars, who are 10-1 now, going against the New York Jets, we would really have to win this game and the Patriots game. Hope to maybe split with the Jags. Hopefully steal a game, especially at home. I would hope to do it, but we'll have to wait and see. Playoff picture is now out. Yeah, we're nowhere near it. Nobody from the AFC South is really near it. 7th seed going to the Bengals, of course. The Bears are number 1, so they did put a shellacking on us, and they are number 1, which as a Bears fan is nice. But right now we are Titans coach and owner / GM, so right now I'm not really worried about the Bears. I'm more worried about the Tennessee Titans. Now, if you guys did enjoy this video or any of the videos here on my channel, I would appreciate it if you guys do stick around and subscribe. I'll be back with more videos like this here shortly, hopefully, as well as more roster updates and other things happening here over the next coming weeks, especially with free agency just right around the corner, especially for Madden. Those roster updates are going to continuously happen a lot now, and then 2K is going to slow down a little bit. But there's going to be a ton of draft content. Hopefully, I'll be able to make even more this year. I'm hoping to anyway. Nothing set in stone as of yet. Hell, overall is for the creative players. Well, the rookies coming in this season aren't even set. And some of the other things that I plan on doing aren't completely set yet. But like I said, stick around for those videos if you guys do want a new and updated roster. I do put out roster updates every single year, and they're pretty good. I would think they would be, because I've been number 1, I think, 2 years in a row in terms of realistic rosters on PlayStation side. So I would hopefully you guys do stick around. I was the number 1 roster on 23, and I was the number 1 roster on 22 in terms of realistic rosters. I'm not counting CMB Lite, because that's not really a roster that competes with mine. So like I said, hopefully you guys do stick around for that stuff. But I'll be back with more videos. I'm out. Peace.